Hello everyone. This video presents a notable event that happened on each day from the past week in history.
On September 17, 1983, Syracuse University student Vanessa Williams was crowned Miss America, the first African-American woman to win the coveted title. Sadly, less than a year later, a scandal involving Penthouse magazine announcing they were going to publish nude photos of Vanessa led to her resigning her office. In another twist of fate, her successor, the first runner-up in the 1983 contest to name Miss America 1984, was Suzette Charles, also of African descent. Williams rebounded from her resignation to a wonderful career in entertainment, including singing, screen acting, and stage acting. She even found success as a fashion designer. A whopping 32 years after her resignation, the Miss America contest offered a public apology to Williams for having had her resign. As a question for my students and subscribers, who is your favorite Miss America? On September 18, 1990, the tiny European Principality of Liechtenstein was admitted to the United Nations. Incredibly, Liechtenstein is only the fourth smallest country in Europe, behind Vatican City, Monaco, and San Marino. A monarchy, Liechtenstein is ruled by the Prince of Liechtenstein, though under a national constitution. With barely over 38,000 residents, this German-speaking country lies between Switzerland and Austria and occupies a minuscule 62 square miles. While the national wealth of Liechtenstein is measured by GDP, ranks a mere 149th in the world, the individual wealth of the population is a staggering $180,000 per capita as measured by nominal GDP, ranking first in the entire world. Have you ever been to Liechtenstein? Do you know anybody from Liechtenstein? Did you know Liechtenstein was a real country? On September 19, 1692, Giles Corey, age 81, became a footnote in the history of America by becoming the first and only man to be pressed to death during the infamous Salem witch trials. Today we ask our readers and viewers, what is the most horrible way to be executed? We list a few possible answers, but feel free to name your own. Boiling alive, brazen bull, burning at the stake, crucifixion, drawing and quartering, drowning, eaten by critters such as rats, ants, lions, etc., pressing, skinned alive or flaying, stoning, and suffocation. As a question for my students and subscribers, what execution would you fear the most? Please let us know in the comments section for this video. On September 20th, 1911, the RMS Olympic, the first of three enormous British luxury liners of the Olympic class, collided with the British cruiser HMS Hawke, seriously damaging both ships, although no lives were lost in the incident. Olympic, commissioned in 1911 as the largest ship in the world at that point, was later followed by the slightly larger RMS Titanic. Of course, the Titanic sank in 1912 on its maiden voyage in one of the most infamous incidents of a ship sinking, and the third sister ship of the class, the HMHS Britannic, was sunk when she hit a mine in 1916 during World War I. Olympic also served during World War I, including an incident where she rammed and sank a German U-boat. Olympic was taken out of service in 1935 and sold for scrap, ending her illustrious career. Did you know the Titanic had two sister ships? On September 21, 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor was confirmed by the Senate as the first ever female justice of the Supreme Court. What other indications do we have that American women are really on an equal basis with men? We list a few facts that can be considered signs of equal rights progress. Women's suffrage 1920, the Equal Pay Act of 1963, a married woman was first allowed to get a credit card in her own name, 1974. The first female Supreme Court Justice, Sandra Day O'Connor, 1981. The first American woman astronaut in space, Sally Ride, 1983. The first female Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, 2007. The first major party female presidential nominee, Hillary Clinton, 2016. And the first First Lady of the U.S. with a Ph.D., Dr. Jill Biden, 2021. On September 22, 1980,
Iraq invaded their neighbor Iran, seeking to take advantage of the disruption caused by the Iranian Revolution. The resulting war lasted 8 years and cost each country around 500,000 people each, with no change in territory and no clear winner. Today we ask you, what was the most miscalculated invasion in history, and we give some examples to choose from, although you can name your own. U.S. invasions of Canada, 1775 and 1812, French invasion of Russia, 1812, Soviet invasion of Finland, 1939, German invasion of Soviet Union, 1941, North Korean invasion of South Korea, 1950, Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, 1979, Iraq invasion of Kuwait, 1990, U.S. invasion of Iraq, 2003, and finally the Russian invasion of Ukraine, 2022. On September 23, 1986, Houston Astros pitcher Jim Deshaies set a record, striking out the first 8 batters he faced. We ask you, what MLB record is the hardest to top? We list some possible answers, but go ahead and tell us your own ideas if you prefer. Denton Cy Young, most wins by a pitcher, 511, 1890 to 1911. Young is also the only pitcher to have pitched over 700 complete games. Ty Cobb, career batting average, 366, 1905 to 1928. Joe DiMaggio, 56-game hit streak, 1941. Nolan Ryan, 7 career no-hitters, 1973 to 1991. Nolan Ryan and Bob Feller both threw 12 career one-hitters. Cal Ripken, most consecutive games played, 2,632, 1982 to 1998. Royal bonus. On September 19, 2022, the United Kingdom and all of the Commonwealth pays tribute to Queen Elizabeth II by conducting her funeral. But was she the greatest queen in British history? We list a few possible contenders. Boudica, queen of a tribe of Celtic Britons from an unknown date until 61, fought against Roman occupiers, inspiring British people to this day. Eleanor of Aquitaine was one of the most powerful medieval queen consorts, first of France 1137 to 1152, and then of England 1154 to 1189. Elizabeth I reigned 1558 to 1603, saw the firm establishment of the Church of England, and resisted an attempted invasion of England by Spain. Victoria reigned 1837 to 1901, had the longest reign of a British monarch until Elizabeth II, during which Britain rose in power and wealth. Elizabeth II reigned 1952 to 2022, provided a steady source of stability for her people during her 7-decade reign. As a question for my students and subscribers, which event from this past week in history would you most like to learn more about? Please let me know in the comments section below this video. If you like this video and would like to receive notification of new videos, please feel welcome to subscribe to History in Headlines and become one of our patrons. Your viewership is much appreciated. For image, music, and other credits and attributions for components of the individual videos in this compilation, please see the descriptions of their respective videos, which are linked to in this video's description.